mirror in the hallway tonight, the one we bought when we thought we were right. But I didn't see the man I used to be, just a hollow shell of a memory. The spark is gone, the fire's turned to gray, everything colorful has withered away. I'm reaching for a pulse that I can't find, leaving the best of my life behind. Now it's just lifeless eyes staring back at me, a stranger in the glass where you used to be. Oh, no flicker of hope, no light in the dark, just the cold remains of a dying spark. I'm looking for the soul that you used to know, but I watched it leave when I let you go. Yeah, it's a heavy price, a lonely track with these lifeless eyes staring back. The house is a museum of what we lost. I'm counting the days and I'm paying the cost. Your side of the bed is a frozen sea, and there's no one left to rescue me. I try to smile for the people outside, but there's nowhere left for the ghost to hide. Is this what it's like when the feeling ends, when lovers turn to shadows instead of friends? I'm shouting your name into an empty room, but the silence is building a quiet tomb. I'm still breathing, but I don't feel alive. I'm just a witness to my own decline. Now it's just lifeless eyes staring back at me, a stranger in the glass where you used to be. Oh, no flicker of hope, no light in the dark, just the cold remains of a dying spark. I'm looking for the soul that you used to know, but I watched it leave when I let you go. Yeah, it's a heavy price, a lonely track with these lifeless eyes staring back. Oh, turn off the light, I don't wanna see the wreckage of what's become of me. Just a vacant stare in the midnight air. Lifeless I don't recognize myself anymore. Lifeless I checked the map, but it doesn't show the distance to where the shadows go. You're still breathing the same thin air, but I reached for you and you aren't there. You traded our porch for the city lights, for the rush of the crowd and the neon lights. Now you're a face in a shifting sea, and you're drifting further away from me. I used to be the center of your universe. Now I'm just a line in a forgotten verse. I didn't lose you to a different flame or a bitter fight where we shared the blame. breaking heart of a lover's friend. It's a different kind of hollow, a different kind of blue. Knowing the world came and stole the you I knew. I'm standing still while you're unfurled. I didn't lose you to someone, I lost you to the world. But your heart is thin, I don't know where to let the healing begin. You're chasing dreams that don't have names, playing all these high-stakes games. You look like you and you sound the same, but you don't react when I call your name. It's like you're a broadcast from a distant star, beautiful to watch but much too far. Is it better to leave for another's arms, or to lose your soul to the siren charms? Because I can't fight a horizon line, or a version of you that's no longer mine. The world is vast and the world is wide, and it swallowed the girl who lived inside. I didn't lose you to a different flame, or a bitter fight where we shared the blame. I didn't lose you to a sudden end, or the breaking heart of a lover's friend. It's a different kind of hollow, a different kind of blue. Knowing the world came and stole the you I knew. I'm standing still while you're unfurled. I didn't lose you to someone, I lost you to the world. So go ahead and run, go ahead and fly. Write your new story in the open sky. I'll stay right here where the grass is green, remembering the person that you used to be before the night, before the world. I lost you to the world. Yeah, I lost you to the world. The clock on the wall has a heavy sound, like every second weighs 1,000 pounds. I watch the dust dance in a sliver of light, just waiting for the day to turn into night. I used to complain there wasn't enough time, when your hand was resting inside of mine. But now the silence is a desert I cross, mapping the distance of everything I lost. The coffee's gone cold, the sun hasn't moved. I'm stuck in a rhythm I never approved. Since you walked out and closed the door, I don't know what time is for anymore. A minute is a mountain I have to climb. I'm aging a year in a blink of time. Every heartbeat feels like a drum in the dark, searching for a fire but finding no spark. Without you here, the shadows grow long, and these moments feel like eons. Since you've been gone, try to get lost in a book or a play, but I'm reading the same line for half of the day. I stare at my phone just to see the digits change, but the way the world moves feels empty and strange. Was it only last Tuesday we laughed in the rain? It feels like a century of carrying this pain. The calendar lied, it's been longer than weeks. I can tell by the salt dry deep on my cheeks. They say that forever is a beautiful thing, but they don't know the poison that waiting can't bring. When forever is just the next hour alone, in a house that's forgotten the feel of a home. I'm a prisoner of the ticking, a slave to the slow, with nowhere to run and nowhere to go. Since you walked out and closed the door, I don't know what time is for anymore. A minute is a mountain I have to climb. I'm aging a year in a blink of time. Every heartbeat feels like a drum in the dark, searching for a fire but finding no spark. Without you here, the shadows grow long, and these moments feel like eons. Since you've been gone, 60 seconds feels like a life. 10,000 hours of under the knife. I'm still waiting for the earth to spin, but the end of the day won't ever begin. Just a moment, just a neon still alone. Still alone, slow fade with the sound of a ticking clock. Kept the words locked behind my teeth, safe and sound in a hidden sheet. I thought if I didn't give them a name, they wouldn't burn with such a steady flame. We walked through the park and we shared the wine. I let you believe that I was doing fine, but there's a weight in the air that I can't ignore, a ghost of a feeling creeping under the door. Watched you leave with a wave of your hand, like everything went exactly as planned. I never said I loved you, but the walls know the truth. I wasted the best of my silence and youth, guarding a secret I was too scared to hold. Now the bed is empty and the coffee is cold. I played it cool, I played the part, while the quiet was breaking my heavy heart. It's the greatest lie that I ever told. I never said I loved you, now I'm just growing old. You found someone else who isn't afraid to speak of the light and the promises made. I see you together and I look away, thinking of everything I didn't say. I was a coward in a suit of pride, trying to keep the ocean inside, but the tide's coming in and I'm losing my breath. The silence is starting to feel like a death. Would it have changed the way that you looked at me? Would we be sailing on a different sea, or would you have walked away just the same? Either way, I'm the only one left to blame for the I love yous that died on my tongue. The saddest song wasted the best of my silence and youth, guarding a secret I was too scared to hold. Now the bed is empty and the coffee is cold. I played it cool, I played the part, while the quiet was breaking my heavy heart. It's the greatest lie that I ever told. I never said I loved you, now I'm just growing old. Whispering it now to the empty room, to the cracks in the ceiling and the midnight gloom. I loved you, I loved you, I loved you, but I never said it, and now you're gone. I went back to the cafe on 4th and Main to see if the bricks still whisper your name. But the table we carved is shiny and new, and the waiter had no recollection of you. I checked the old photo we took by the lake, but the edges are blurred like a cheap mistake. I'm starting to wonder if I dreamed the whole year, because there's not a single footprint left here. Did we actually dance in the pouring rain, or did I invent it to dampen the pain? It feels like our history is fiction I wrote, a beautiful lie in a bottle of float. There's no paper trail, no witnesses found, just a ghost of a feeling that's gone underground. I remember your touch, I remember your spark, but the world says we're just two ships in the dark, who never collided, who never were one. Our history is fiction, and I'm finally done. Friends about how we felt, but they look at me like I'm under a spell. They say he was a shadow, she was a phase, lost in the smoke of my loneliest days. I have no letters, I have no keys, just a hollow ache inside of my knees. Was the us that I loved just a script in my head, a story I told myself lying in bed? If a heart breaks in silence and no one is there, does the sound of the shattering vanish in air? I'm holding the chapters of a book with no spine, claiming a person who was never mine. Is it a memory or a desperate wish, a silver scale dream of a phantom fish? It feels like our history is fiction I wrote, a beautiful lie in a bottle of float. There's no paper trail, no witnesses found, just a ghost of a feeling that's gone underground. I remember your touch, I remember your spark, but the world says we're just two ships in the dark, who never collided, who never were one. Our history is fiction, and I'm finally done. TV's flickering on a muted screen, casting shadows of places we've never been. I haven't moved from this chair in an hour or two, just staring at the space that belongs to you. People ask me how I'm handling the quiet, but they don't know my mind is a full-scale riot. It's not peaceful, it's not calm or serene. It's the loudest nothingness I've ever seen. I'm trying to breathe, I'm trying to think, but I'm standing on a crumbling jagged brink. Because the silence is full of the things you said, and the echoes of the life that we should have led. It's the scream of the sorry that came too late, and the roar of the maybe we left to fate. It's a deafening thrum in the middle of the night, a static that's blinding, a sound without light. I'm begging for peace, but it's a losing poison. This house of silence full of noise. I hear your ghost in the creak of the floor, and the phantom click of a locking door. Every I love you we ever let slip is a thunderclap now, a tightening grip. The air is heavy with the weight of the air, with the ghost of the secrets we used to share. I turn up the radio just to compete, but the silence always wins, cold and complete. It's the sound of the wedding that never took place, the sound of the tears on your beautiful face. It's the crashing of dreams on a rocky shore, the sound of you not being here anymore. It's a high-pitched ring, it's a low-frequency hum, it's the rhythmic beat of a funeral drum. Because the silence is full of the things you said, and the echoes of the life that we should have led. It's the scream of the sorry that came too late, and the roar of the maybe we left to fate. It's a deafening thrum in the middle of the night, a static that's blinding, a sound without light. I'm begging for peace, but it's a losing poison. This house of silence full of noise. So I'll sit in the dark and I'll listen to it all, the sound of the memories hitting the wall. It's so loud, just a silence full of noise. I can't hear myself think. I can't hear anything else. The calendar page is yellowed and torn on the date that our future was quietly sworn. But the ink started running, the colors grew cold, and the story we started will never be told. I look out the window, the sky is crystal blue, but it doesn't match the weather I'm going through. I'm wearing a coat that I should have put away, but I'm still shivering. From that Tuesday in May, the world is moving forward. The seasons want to change, but anything but stormy feels hollow and strange. I'm stuck in yesterday's rain, soaking to the bone while you're out in the sunshine. Finally on your own, I'm listening for the thunder, I'm waiting for the flood, trying to wash the memory of us out of my blood. You found your umbrella, you walked toward the light, but I'm still standing here in the middle of the night, drowning in the used to be and the lingering pain. Yeah, I'm still stuck in yesterday's rain. The puddles in the driveway are reflecting the past. I'm looking for a version of us that could last. I see you laughing, I see you turn your head before the bitter words were the only thing said. Now my shoes are heavy with the mud of regret, and I haven't found a way to be dry just yet. Every I miss you is a drop on the glass, watching the happy people quietly pass. They say the storm will pass, they say the clouds will break, but they don't know the depth of this watery ache. I'm addicted to the gray, I'm a slave to the gloom, turning the memory of you into a tomb. I don't want the summer, I don't want the heat, if I can't have the sound of your heart steady beat. I'm stuck in yesterday's rain, soaking to the bone while you're out in the sunshine. Finally on your own, I'm listening for the thunder, I'm waiting for the flood, trying to wash the memory of us out of my blood. You found your umbrella, you walked toward the light, but I'm still standing here in the middle of the night, drowning in the used to be and the lingering pain. Yeah, I'm still stuck in yesterday's rain. So let the clouds gather, let the sky turn to lead. I'll stay in the downpour, I'll stay in my head, still wet, still cold, waiting for a storm that's already grown old. Just stuck in yesterday's rain. Watch you pack the memories in a cardboard box. The sound of the tape was like 100 locks, turning on the future we had spent so long to build. Now the rooms are empty and the air is chill. You didn't scream or shout, you didn't even cry, you just looked at the floor and let a year go by. In the 3 short minutes it took to grab your keys, you brought a giant oak tree down to its knees. No final argument to make me feel alive, just the engine starting in the driveway at 5. It was the loneliest goodbye I've ever had to hear. No see you later and no wish you were here. Just a quiet take care and the closing of the door, leaving me with shadows on a hardwood floor. It wasn't an explosion, it wasn't a grand parade, just the slow soft light of the love beginning to fade. Now I'm standing in the hall feeling half alive after the loneliest goodbye. I walked through the kitchen, but I didn't make a sound. I'm afraid if I speak, I'll fall into the ground. There's a ghost of your coffee cup, ring on the wood. I try to scrub it off if I thought that I should, but it's the only evidence that you were ever real before the world turned into this is it the one who stays? Is the one who has to leave? I was ready for a battle, I was ready for a fight, I was ready for the I choose in the middle of the night. But you gave me nothing but a polite little nod, and it left me feeling hollow, and it left me feeling odd. How can something so heavy feel so light and so thin? How can I lose the war before the battle can begin? It was the loneliest goodbye I've ever had to hear. No see you later and no wish you were here. Just a quiet take care and the closing of a door, leaving me with shadows on a hardwood floor. It wasn't an explosion, it wasn't a grand parade, just a slow soft light of a love beginning to fade. Now I'm standing in the hall feeling half alive after the loneliest goodbye. The streetlights are humming a low, lonesome tune under the gaze of a pale, indifferent moon. You're miles away now, and I'm still in the hall, listening to the silence of the hardest part of all. Just to take care, that's all you had to say. The loneliest goodbye in the coldest kind of way. I'm sitting in the kitchen where the light is turning blue, trying to find a frequency that doesn't sound like you. But every floorboard creaks a word we used to say, and the kettle hums the melody of when you went away. I try to turn the music up to drown the shadows out, but the silence is a speaker and it's starting to shout. I'm the only one here, but the room is getting loud. I'm lost inside a memory, stuck inside a crowd. Now it's just the voices in my head keeping me awake, replaying every promise that we didn't mean to break. One sounds like your laughter, one sounds like your sighs. One is whispering the truth behind those beautiful white lies. I can't find the off switch, I can't find the door. I'm hearing everything we aren't anymore. It's a choir of the ghosts of the things we never said, just these broken voices in my head. There's a ghost of a conversation lingering in the hall about the color of the paint we wanted on the wall. I hear you in the static when I'm driving in my car, asking me if I could see the same distant star. It's a haunting of fidelity, a 4 AM surround. I'm buried in the echoes of a love that's underground. Don't leave me, I'm sorry, I'll see you at 10. And cycle through the speakers again and again. I'm arguing with ghosts, a mess are in the air, trying to tell a memory that it's being unfair. But you can't find a sound that's coming from within, where the ending of our story is about to begin. Now it's just the voices in my head keeping me awake, replaying every promise that we didn't mean to break. One sounds like your laughter, one sounds like your sighs. One is whispering the truth behind those beautiful white lies. think I hear you calling. I think the rain is falling. Or maybe it's just me talking to the wall, waiting for a voice that won't ever call. In my head, it's so loud in here. It's so loud without you. I'm looking at the photo from that night in late July. There wasn't any lightning, not a cloud was in the sky. We were leaning on each other like we'd never fall apart. Two different bodies with a single beating heart. Now I'm pacing through the kitchen, checking every lock, trying to find a moment when we ran out of the clock. We had the map, we had the fuel, we had the open road. So how did we become a story that was never told? There wasn't any cheating and there wasn't any lie, just a sudden coldness under wide and open sky. Why did it end when the love was still so deep? Why did we give up on the secrets we should keep? It wasn't like the movies with a crash or a flame, just a slow, quiet drifting with nobody to blame. I'm searching for the reason in the middle of the night, looking for the shadow that extinguished all the light. I've got 1,000 answers, but none of them are true. Why did it end when I was still in love with you? The coffee's still the same brand, the bed is just as wide, but there's a canyon-sized distance living here inside. I checked the final text we sent, searching for a sign, a fracture in the logic or a jagged, broken line. But it's all, how was your morning? And what's for dinner, dear? No warning of the winter that was coming for us here. One day you were my anchor, the next you were the sea, washing all the forever out of me. Was it the weight of the routine? Was it the gravity of time? Was loving me a mountain that you didn't want to climb? Did we breathe too much air? Did we take too much space until you couldn't stand the sight of my familiar face? I'm screaming at the ceiling, I'm begging for a why, but silence is the only thing that's giving a reply. Why did it end when the love was still so deep? Why did we give up on the secrets we should keep? It wasn't like the movies